Hey everybody, it is Steph. This is my last video in my series on Gino Wickman's traction. And one of the concepts that he repeatedly returns to is do the simple things consistently. Consistency is so hard in business because we get restless. And let's face it, we also get conditioned to a certain extent to look for problems, to look for challenges. What is the next thing that I need to solve or to overcome? And so to grow accustomed to consistency and smoothness and the absence of chaos and to embrace routine can not only feel strange, but it can almost feel counterintuitive because we can come to associate our success with being in motion and being in action all of the time. And I think that also routine gets a bad rap because people tend to sort of confuse routine with complacency or being boring or there's not enough going on. I would encourage everybody to take more of a Goldilocks approach to their business. We can get really binary very quickly in our thinking around things, and that really isn't anybody's fault. We are culturally conditioned to think in terms of either or, right? Either we are in a state of chaos or we are in a state of boredom, and we rarely experience something that is in the middle. But what if we made a conscious effort to gravitate toward that middle ground more often when it comes to our systems, our processes, how we develop our teams, so that our companies are moving smoothly and productively and without the chaos and without the boredom, but somewhere in between where it is more predictable and it is calmer, but that ease creates the time and the space and frees up the energy to actually tackle work that is more interesting and could potentially be more expansive. So the whole gist of this week's video is to really encourage you to reflect on your relationship to routine. What kind of an attitude do you have toward routine? What does that word mean to you, or what has it meant up to this point? Are you almost afraid of things going too smoothly? Like you kind of count on the other shoe dropping because it can send you into action, and maybe it gives you a sense of purpose, or your identity is wrapped around fixing things. Do you think that you might even be self-sabotaging a little bit and creating unnecessary chaos just to give yourself something familiar to do? These are things to think about when you think about the word routine or the word consistency. And I know I've mentioned this in other videos, and I preach this to my clients all the time. It is a decidedly unsexy truth that much of success in business boils down to being consistent. Consistent in how you show up for your clients, for your employees if you have them, or contractors if you work with them, with your vendors, with your referral partners. You are not operating this business in a vacuum. You are constantly interacting with other people. And the more reliable and dependable and consistent you are in your behavior, your actions, your attitude, the more people will gravitate toward doing business with you because you are something that they can count on to take care of their problems. You are not a person who adds things to their plate. And so I know sometimes that might not sound very interesting or exciting about owning a business, but it is true. So I really invite you to think about these words and terms that we use in life and in our business that can be very subjective, and put consistency and routine at the top of that list of terms to review, and your relationship with those terms and how they come to bear in your day-to-day. Because the more you have a healthy routine, the more you create ease, and the more you actually create opportunities to do deeply interesting, creative, and fulfilling work. So food for thought, if you think that maybe you struggle with a little self-sabotage, or you are an agent of chaos and that is the only way you've ever known how to operate, please reach out to me or another coach, whomever you feel comfortable with, and ask for an outside perspective on maybe why that is and how to get you more toward that middle ground that is neither chaos nor boredom. I promise it does actually exist. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope that our conversation around Gino Wickman's book has been helpful. I know a lot of people are embracing the EOS system. I extracted more of the philosophical bits of the book to talk to you about in the last few weeks. And I will have a totally different topic ready for you next month in a whole new series. I'm really looking forward to it. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye, everybody.